Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to every one of you. My name is Teacher HIDAYATI binti AHMAD, and you with me again tonight with Reading with Keys Part 2. So last time when we met, we talked about Reading with Keys Part 1, where we discussed about SPM 2019/1, specifically on Part 1. So today we're going to indulge more on Paper 1, reading, specifically on Part 2, closed text. All right. So for those of you who are watching tonight, please scan the code, the QR code that is shown on your screen now, so that we can track your attendance and to record the fact that you attended this course tonight. So this one is for our record and also an evidence that you have attended the course. Okay? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and we would like to thank our Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Perlis, also with Yayasan Bank Rakyat, for making this a reality. Now, before I start my lesson, I would like to tell you that this is how I conduct my lesson. So those of you who are not familiar with ClassPoint, what we're going to do today is to have a two-way interaction where you can interact with me through the lessons by simply scanning this QR code over here, okay, and insert the class code 51295. 51295. Okay, as we can see, we already have a few participants join. Thank you so much. Alif Imran, Dini, Dia, Eleanor, and Fai. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and let's move on to the lesson. All right, SPM 2019/1 Part 2, testing focus. Let's see why closed text is being tested on the students. The testing focus on guessing the meaning of unfamiliar words from clues provided by other words and by context on a wide range of familiar topics and some unfamiliar topics. So you must have heard this twice before in the previous part, where familiar topics and unfamiliar topics are becoming the content. And to also recognize with little or no support typical features at word, sentence, and text levels of a wide range of genres. So basically, it's testing your knowledge and also your ability to use the language. And it has 4 option multiple choice clues with 10 questions only, using extended text of 250 to 300 words with 10 items removed with 4 possible options for each item. I know some of you might be very familiar with the questions, but something that is familiar sometimes can be a trick for you if you're not being careful. All right, let's move on to what is a clause. So a clause, or known as closed text, is an exercise or test which consists of comprehension of text where elements or a portion of language have been removed. Like I said before, there are 10 elements will be removed from the text to test you on your ability to use the language. And then a candidate is required to replace the missing language item. All right, I hope that brief introduction about what is a clause will help you understand the questions better. All right, this one comprises of 10 questions. Each question has 4 answer options, like I said before. And then 1 mark for each question with total mark of 10 marks. And the questions focus on grammar and vocabulary knowledge. Now, reading with keys part 2. What are the keys? So tonight we have a little bit, a lot more than what we have in the previous part 1. In the part 1 we have only 5 keys, but tonight we have almost 10 keys in order for you to conquer part 2 SPM 1119/1. Let's see what are those keys are. So those keys are basically grammar focus. What are the grammar focus? As you can see, nouns, verbs, both nouns and verbs test on the students' or candidates' vocabulary ability. And then we have determiners, adverbs, adjectives, phrasal verbs, conjunctions, prepositions, relative clause, and pronouns. So all these 10 grammar focus should be students should be able to be conquered or be well understood by the students before the SPM papers take over. All right, so let me repeat again. What are the grammar focus for part 2? We have nouns, verbs, determiners, adverbs, adjectives, phrasal verbs, conjunctions, prepositions, relative clause, and pronouns. So far, so good? Now, let's move on with the keys one by one, shall we? Let's move on to key number 1, nouns. Let's take a look at the sample questions here. Now, please take note that this is not how the questions in SPM will look like, but the questions involve like this, similar to this one, but like I said before, the text would be longer, 250 to 300 texts. But this is just an excerpt of the passage. All right, let's take a look at the first questions. Mel is a young teenage boy who loves playing games. He rarely travels as he usually prefers staying at home. When he does travel, he often gets lost because he never pays attention to the road and then blank. So, the options given are A, signs, B, signals, C, posts, and D, symbols. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to guess the answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, can you guess the answer, what the answer is? Okay, you might want to write your answers on the screen right now. Okay, let's take a look. Now, let's go to the word one by one. So you see there, the word sign, what is the word sign means, all right? So sign here means to give instructions or information. So how it works, it's usually fixed. For example, no entry sign. Signal, what is it? Sends a message or alert, often changes or moves. For example, the red light that you can see at the junction, which red light usually means stop. Post, what is it? It's a physical holder or support that supports signs and signals. For example, a pole with the street signs. And lastly, the word symbol, it represents an idea and uses picture or shapes. For example, dove usually symbolizes peace. So which among these 4 words is the answer? Yes, the answer is road signs, A. Because as you can see, sign means gives instructions, and information. So if you don't pay attention to the instructions or information, you will get lost on the road. Now, let's try key number 2. For these questions, I want our students who are present tonight to try and answer the questions. Okay, can you try that now? Okay, you can draw on the screen. If your screen shows a very little image, you can turn it into landscape. All right? After you draw the answer, you can send your answer immediately. Okay? Very well. We have the first answer here. Dini, thank you so much. Okay, can we wait for another 2 responses? Very well. Alif Imran. One more. Can we have one more answers? Yes, very good. Okay, I'm going to close submission for now. All right, let's take a look at Dini's answer. All right, Dini chose B. Okay, well done, Dini. Okay, let's see Alif Imran. Alif Imran also chose B. Okay, and how about 5? Also choose B. Very well, very good. Very good. And Eleanor also choose B. Well done, everyone. Yes, as you can see, the correct answer is migrate. I'm going to award stars to all of you. Well done. Okay, now let's take a look why the answer is migrate. Now, as you can see, the word there, these words is under the category of verb, all right? So the word emigrate is in its base form. The focus of this verb is about leaving one country for another. And for example, she will emigrate to Australia. For the word migrate, which is also in the base form, also means moving, but it's often general. So, for example here, wildebeest migrate every year. So, as you can see, every year here means often. All right? And next one is migrating. So, migrating is in the verb form of present participle. So it's explained ongoing movement. The best example for this verb is they are migrating across the region, meaning the movement is ongoing or continuous. And then we have migrated. Migrated is in the form of past tense. So it means that the movement that already happened. For example, here, he migrated to Europe in 2005. All right. Now, so the answer is B. Well done to all of you just now. All right, let's move on to key number 3. Okay, would you like to try again? Okay, I'm going to read the question first. Bill was walking alone down a quiet street in the evening when suddenly a dog ran towards him. Blank. He picked up a stick and waved it to scare the dog away. The answer options are A, rapidly, B, swiftly, C, quickly, and D, shockingly. So let's try answer this together. So, it's easy questions for key number 3. Let's see if you can answer this. All right, very good. Dini Irfan signed his first submission and followed by Fai. And let's wait for one more response. And then I'm going to close submission. All right, thank you, Is. Okay, before we check the answers here, let's take a look at the explanation first. So as you can see here, we are under the key number 3, which is adverb. So the word used here is quickly, rapidly, and swiftly. So these words explains verb, and then it has meaning. For example, quickly means fast. So the tone to use quickly is usually neutral and everyday. And its use is for general actions. For example, he replied quickly. The next word is rapidly, which means very fast, sudden. But it's normally the tone is quite formal and technical. So it's commonly used for changes, growth, and developments. For example here, the stream flows rapidly. And the last one is swiftly, which also means fast and smooth. Tone, elegant, and literary, and it's commonly used for movement, response, and decision. For example, he acted swiftly to prevent accident. So, the answer is C, quickly. So, let's take a look at the answers just before this. I'm going to award all stars to all. Well done. Okay, next key, key number 4, determiners or determiners, same thing. So, the sample question is, after blank few minutes, the dog's owner came and pulled the dog away. Okay, this one is pretty easy, right? Because it only involves the, many, and. So before we go to the answers, take a look at the explanation here. Right? So basically this question, determiners is articles. So articles involves a, the, and also an. So as you can see, for a, it's indefinite. It's used before words with consonant sounds. And then it means for one and not specific. For example, she carries a pillow. For the word the type is definite. It can be used on any nouns with a specific and known meaning. For example, the sun is bright. Next one, an. An is like it's indefinite, but it can be only used with words with vowel sounds that start with vowel sounds. And it means also one and not specific. For example, Lisa reads an email. Notice the word email, it starts with the vowel sound E. So, the phrase a few also means some, a small number. For example, she has a few good books on the topic, and the few is specific. That is why the answer is a, because we cannot determine whether the minutes is specific. That's why a few, is the accurate answer. Okay, I hope so far so good. Now, let's move on to key number 5. All right, for key number 5, can I have volunteer on reading the text? Maybe anyone? Okay, is Damia, you want to read the text? The questions, I mean, sorry.
Thermals clean up right away. If you ignore the mess in the sink, the smell will only get worse.
The answer is worse. So Damia
Worse.
choose worse. Okay, very good. Very well done, Damia. Thank you so much. All right, before we go to the answer, let's take a look at the meaning of each word. So the word bad is an adjective. It means not good. Does it fit into the sentence? It's not, because it's not comparative. The example used in the same context, the situation is bad. The second word is worse, which is a comparative adjective. It means more bad, means bad, badder than bad. But we don't use badder, we use worse. So is it fit in the sentence? Yes, it's the correct choice. Why? Because there's a comparison later on. Yeah? I will show it to you. The example in the context is the situation will get worse. And then the next word is worst, which is in superlative adjective. It means the most bad. Does it fit in the sentence? It's not, because it's too extreme. For example, in the same context, this is the worst mess I've seen. And badly is not, it's not adjective, it's an adverb actually. It means in a bad way, so it's not the correct answer because it's a wrong type of word. So where can we use the word badly? For example here, she cleaned the dishes badly. So the answer is worse because we are telling that the situation or the smell will only get worse or more bad after some time. It cannot be bad because, yeah, it's bad as it is, but if we ignore the mess in the sink, it will get worse. All right, so the answer is A. Okay, now let's move on to key number 6, conjunctions. Okay, this one I want you to try. Try and answer the questions. Okay, it's not that difficult, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the question is, it was a warm and sunny morning, perfect for spending time outdoors. Lena wanted to go to the park, blank, it started raining. So you can see there's a contradiction. The first sentence that mentioned sunny morning, but then again, it started raining. Okay, so the answer by Dia is A, but, okay. And then by Is, also choose but, A. Eleanor also choose A, but. And Fai also choose A, but. Okay, I think we have a very great students tonight. Okay. I'm going to close submissions and award stars to all of you. Yes, the answer is but. Well done. All right, why is the answer is but? Okay, let's see here. Because it shows contrast. Like I said before, the first sentence shows that it's a sunny day, but suddenly it's raining heavily. So there's a contrast there. So when something that is contrasting to each other, normally we will use but. And also because something unexpected, which is the rain, happened. Okay, now let's move on to key number 7. Key number 7, can we have the students tonight to read the questions? Okay, anyone? All right, Dini, you want to read the questions? Or maybe Alif?
Okay.
Dini can, all right.
Okay. Lina wanted to go to the park, but it started raining heavily. She waited, blank, the shelter until the rain stopped.
Okay, so the answer that you choose is
Under.
under. Okay, thank you so much, Dini. Well done. All right, let's see if Dini's answer is accepted or not. But before that, let's see the meaning of the words. For example, here we have under, okay, which means beneath, all right? And then we also have on, okay, which means on top of. And then we also have through, which means from one side to the other. And the last one is across, which means on or to the other side. Okay, so why on is not the answer? Because that would mean that she's on the roof, not protected from the rain. Why it's not through? Because it implies movement, not waiting in a place, the shelter. And why it's not across? Because it doesn't imply being beneath or protected. So that's why the answer is under, because she's sheltered beneath the structure from the rain. Okay, to make it more clearer, you can see here, there's a picture here coming right up. Okay, very quickly, anytime now. So, okay, now as you can see, this is how we imagine the position. For example, there, under is under the box, between the box, by the box, next to the box, over the box. Okay, the bird is flying over the box, and then you have on the box, the bird is on the box, and then you have a cat in front of the box, and the cat inside the box, and behind the box. Okay, so this is preposition of place. There's a few more types of preposition. You can check them by yourself online. All right, so the answer is under. So Lina wanted to go to the park, but it started raining heavily. She waited under the shelter until the rain stopped. All right, now let's move on to key number 8. Key number 8, I want this one to be done by you. Okay, we were waiting at the bus stop when a new student walked up. The girl with the red backpack, blank, just arrived, is my cousin. So the answer options given: A, who; B, whom; C, whose; D, that. All right. Which one do you think is the answer? But before that, let me explain to you. Oh, sorry. I think you should answer first. Okay, let's try answer this one. Key number 8. Okay, we have the first sender here. 5, very well. So 5 answered A, who. Okay, very well done. Okay, can we have another response? Okay, is also submitted. Dini and Dia. Okay, well done. I'm going to close submission now. All right. So is answered also A. Okay. Dini answered A. And Dia also answered A. Okay, I'm going to award. Oh, we have one more sender here. Alif Imran also answered A. Well done, everyone. Well done for trying. So I'm going to award stars to all of you. All right, so all of you answered A. Okay, now let's learn why A is the answer. All right, so you have here a list of pronouns. Okay. who, whom, whose, which, and that. Okay, so who refers, usually we use it to refers to people, and its role in the clause as a subject. So that's why it's a correct answer, because it refers to the girl and is subject of the arrive verb. Okay, it's not whom, okay. Whom is referring to people, and the role in, its role in a clause is for the object. That's why it is not a correct, the correct answer, because the girl is not the object in this sentence. Whose refers to people and things. Its role in a clause is as a to show possessiveness, okay, possessive, and therefore it's not the correct answer because no possession is being shown in the questions. Okay, next one is which. Which refers to things or animals. Okay, role in a clause as subject or object. Therefore, it is not the correct answer because we can't refer to people. And the last one is that. I noticed that a lot of students prefers using that. Yes, we can refer to people and things, okay, and its role also subject and sometimes object. But for people, who is preferred? It can work, but who is the most accurate answer? Okay, and that is why the answer for this question is A, who. Okay, we have two more keys, all right, bear with me. Now, key number 9, phrasal verbs, sample questions. It had been a long and stressful day filled with back-to-back meetings. I was so tired after work that I just wanted to blank and relax. Answer options are A, give up, B, take off, C, lie down, and D, run into. So let's take a look at the questions and the answer options. So what does give up means? It refers to, okay, when you want to quit something. So its role in a clause doesn't fit because you're not quitting anything, because in the question there's nothing mentioning about quitting. Take off, to remove, for example, clothes, or leave quickly. There's a typo there, pardon me. And its role in the clause doesn't relate to relaxing or resting, because in the questions, I want to relax. Next one, run into. Run into refers to when you meet someone unexpectedly. Also not related to being tired or relaxing. And that is why the answer is lie down, because it means to rest in a flat position, which fits the context of feeling tired and wanting to relax. Normally, when you are tired, you just want to lie down, correct? After school. Yes, that's why the answer is lie down. So, the answer is C. Now, let's move on to key number 10, pronouns. Sarah and I found a lost puppy, so we took blank to the animal shelter where they could care for it. Options are him, it, them, and her. What's the answer for this one? It's it. Why is the answer it? Because it refers to animal. Okay, and it's best for unknown gender animal or object. That is why the answer is B. Now we finish with all 10 keys for reading with keys part 2. Let's move on to the sample text from the SPM questions. All right. Normally, the questions in the 2019/1 part 2 will look similar to this one. All right. Okay, let's wait for a while until it's come out. Okay, there's a few technical error here. Let me fix that one first. Okay, I apologize for the technical glitch there. It's okay, we still can continue. So this is how the question will look like. Like I said in the beginning of this lesson, the text will be in 250 and to 300 words passage. So we have here full passage of question part 2, but we will go through the first paragraph first. Okay. Question 9 to 18, read the text below and choose the best word for each space. For each question, mark the correct letter A, B, C or D on your answer sheet. So when you answer these questions, you need to write your answer at the answer sheet. The pangolin, often referred to as an anteater, is an animal usually found in Asia. Blank, it is sometimes mistaken to be a reptile. It is in fact a mammal. Perhaps the most surprising and disappointing about the pangolin is that it is the world's most traded animal. Some estimates blank that sales of pangolins now account for up to 20% of the entire wildlife black market. The demand for pangolins comes mostly from China, where pangolin scales are thought to be a blank for many health problems, yet there is no evidence to support this. Okay, as you can see there. Okay, there are blanks there from question 9 to question 12. All right. So let's go to the question one by one. Okay, as you can see there, question 9, the question type is conjunction. All right. Question 10, the type is noun. And then question 11, the question type is verb. And question 12, the question type is noun. All right, do you think you can try these questions? I'm going to give you 5 seconds to try and answer the questions. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's take a look at the answers. Okay, so for 9, the answer is although. For 10, the answer is fact A. 11, the answer is B, suggests. 12, the answer is A, cure. Okay, let's go to it one by one. So as you can see here, the question number 9, the blank is at the start of the sentence. So it is sometimes mistaken to be a reptile. It is in fact a mammal. So you can see here, mammal and reptile are a contrast. So that's why the answer is although. It cannot be since, it cannot be if, and it also cannot be when. Because only although is the most suitable answer because it shows contrast between the mammal and reptile. Okay, now let's move on to number 10. Perhaps the most surprising and disappointing about the pangolin is that it is the world's most traded animal. So you have the options of fact, B, news, C, story, and D, update. So news, story, and update cannot be the answer because it doesn't talk about facts. And news is normally latest stories that you heard. And like I see, is also story, so it is not a fact. And update is similar to news. That is why the word or the answer A is the most accurate answer. Now, let's take a look at number 11. Some estimates that sales of pangolins now account for up to 20% of the entire wildlife black market. So the answer is suggest. So this is examples of verb questions. So as you can see here, the options are suggested, suggesting, suggests, and suggest. Why the answer is B, suggest? Because some estimates. The answer is D, I'm sorry here. Let me correct this one. The answer is suggest, okay. All right, because I wrote here suggest. So the answer is suggest D. The reason why, because of the word some estimate. So because here, the subject is plural, so the verb here must be without S. All right, that is why the answer is D. Okay, next is 12. The demand for pangolins comes mostly from China, where pangolin scales are thought to be A. The answer is cure, A. Why is it the answer is cure? Is because remedy and solution and heal is not the most accurate noun vocabulary for these questions. All right, I hope that's clear. But to make it clearer, let's try this part. From number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. For this one, I will let you try. Let's give you some time to answer these questions. Okay, it's not that hard. You can, because I picked the easiest text for you to try tonight. Okay, I'm going to stop at 60 seconds. It's okay if you are not finished. Just choose the answers that you think is the best for each question. Okay, 60 seconds is over. Do we have a sender? Yeah, very good, is. Okay. Can we have another 2 submission at least? It's okay if you don't finish, it's okay. Just answer any questions that you can at the moment. Okay, thank you so much, 5. Excellent. You got more answers there. Okay, let's have one more response. All right, Dia, very well done. Okay, I'm going to close submission now. Okay, I will award 3 of you stars for trying. Oh, we have one more here, Eleanor. Okay, 1 star for Eleanor then. All right, well done. Well done is by Dia and Eleanor. I'm going to download all of this. Okay. All right. Now, let's take a look at the answers. Question 13. All right, can you see this? Is it coming out? Okay. So there are 8 types of pangolins in the world. Generally, the scales on their skin, all right, 20% of the pangolin's body weight. So the blank there tests on phrasal verbs, all right. So the answer is D, because the sentence is trying to tell us about the scales of pangolin. So it should be all over pangolin's body. So all over, the accurate answer that explains the state of scales covering pangolin's body is make up. It cannot be round up and take up and come up. Also, it's not accurate. Okay, so D is the answer. Let's move on to 14. Pangolins can blank about 20,000 ants a day or more than 70 million ants a year. So this sentence telling us about pangolin's diet. Okay, a pangolin can eat more than 70 million ants a year. So what's the answer? Consume. C, consume. So question number 14, the type of this question is asking you about verbs. How do you know it's about verb? Because you have can there. All right? So from the answer options, you also can identify that these questions will ask you about verb. So they give you consumes, consumed, consume, and consumer. Another reason why C is the answer is because of the word can. And after can, it should be verbs in its base form. All right. Now moving on to number 15. An adult pangolin's tongue is over 40 centimeters longer than the length of its body. So you have options of A, overall, B, entire, C, surround, D, every. What is the accepted answer? Yes, the answer is entire body. All right, so let me fix these questions very quickly. The answer is B, entire. Okay, what is the question type of this? This one is also adjectives. Okay. All right, I hope that's clear, because entire here means surrounding or all over the body. Okay, next, question number 16. Being a solitary creatures, they meet only to find a partner and produce 1 and 3 young ones. Okay, you have options within, amid, among, and between. So the answer options here is related to 1 and 3 young ones. So the question type for question 16 is preposition. So the answer is between. Between 1 and 3 young ones, meaning the pangolin will have baby pangolin, whether it's 1, 2, or 3. Normally, it's whether it's 1 or 3 babies when they produce. Okay, next one. When pangolin senses blank 17, it curls itself up into a ball. Okay, the answer options here is risk, hazard, danger, and dangerous. So let's see the answer. Okay, this question asks you about adjective, and the answer is C, danger. Okay, it cannot be risk. Okay, risk is something that you measure. Hazard is also cannot be the correct answer. danger is the most accurate answer for these questions. Okay, we have one more here, number 18. The third Saturday of February each year is now World Pangolin Day, and there is a growing effort to create. So this question type is about verb, all right? The answer options are creating, creates, create, and created. So the answer here is create. Basically because of the word to here, all right? The word to here is similar like can. After to, the verb must be in its base form. So it cannot be creating, it cannot be creates, it cannot be created. It must be create. So, well done everyone for staying and go through all the questions with me tonight. So before I ended this session, please scan the QR code here for your feedbacks. And each feedbacks are very much appreciated. So till we meet again in part 3. Bye everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
You